Greetings viewers and welcome back to my channel where gaming and anime is my specialty. And today we're talking about the stand Golden Experience Requiem, the Requiem stand of Golden Experience, also the stand that belongs to Giorno Giovanna from the Part 5 series, or Golden Wind. In this video, we're going to be discussing the stand's abilities, powers, stuff like that, and overall how it was used in the series, and really dissecting just what revert back to zero really means, because that's, as you know, is the stand's ultimate ability, and that's what makes it so overpowered. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first off, as always, let's start off with the appearance. So Golden Experience Requiem is a humanoid stand, height and build similar to that of Giorno's, and most of its features resemble that of its original form from Golden Experience. The only real difference is that its head extends to tips on the back with a hollow head, giving it the appearance of that of a crown. It has an extended ridged collar on the back of its neck with several patterns and indentions on its body. That's all for the appearance. Now let's move on to its abilities. Actually, before we talk about its abilities, let me talk about its personality, because unlike most stands, Golden Experience Requiem is one of the few that has a sense of sentience and a little bit of a mind of its own to a degree. And we see this when Gur itself talks to Diablo within the erased time zone, which is usually only occupied by Diablo and his stand, King Crimson. It's capable of full-on speech, expressing full sentences, and it also discusses that its desire is not only to protect Giorno, but it also shares Giorno's morals and personal beliefs, which makes sense considering the fact that a stand is literally just a reflection on your belief in fighting spirits. But yeah, that's all for its personality. Now let's move on to the abilities. Golden Experience Requiem is a sentient, close-range Requiem stand that has evolved incredible speed and strength and its destructive power compared to its previous form. Basically, all of its physical capabilities were reflecting to that of its previous Golden Experience form, however, it's just more evolved and much more stronger. Now, the ultimate ability, the main stand power that Golden Experience Requiem has, is a power to return things to zero, or revert back to zero. And what this means is that Golden Experience Requiem has the power to avert any action and or real power that is directed against Giorno and revert it to a state of zero. I say with finger quotes. And it able to completely nullify said attack or action and prevent them from becoming real. I say again with finger quotes. This obviously means that it's basically invincible, and all actions created by an opponent will be reset back to zero. And once this happens, there's no escaping it. Nothing you do can let you escape the actions from being reverted back to zero. Now, by reverting to zero, furthermore, what I mean by this is that any specific action or power directed against Giorno in any given way. Doesn't have to just be an attack. If it's any type of thing that is directed towards Giorno, that is, that he doesn't like or doesn't, help him in any way, he can revert it back. And as I said, it is automatic, so even Giorno could probably not be aware of it being reverted back. The power to return to zero was shown to be so strong that it was able to even work subconsciously even during King Crimson's time erase or nullification, whatever that zone is called. And then when Diablo's entire King Crimson erase zone was reverted back to zero, as if he never even moved from his spot. So with this knowledge, it's pretty safe to assume that Golden Experience Requiem can invade any type of time related, such as Star Platinum and the world's time stop, or Killer Queen's Bites the Dust, or even Made in Heaven's time acceleration ability. So the power of reverting back to zero even ties into the death loop that Giorno did to Diablo. Sometimes it's a misunderstanding. I've had a few people who are discussed who thought that the whole death loop thing was a sub ability, when no, the death loop still ties into the revert back to zero. What I mean by this is that if an opponent is directly attacked by Golden Experience Requiem, the whole Mudar rush attack thing, what happens is that they die by Golden Experience Requiem's hands, and then, but they don't, get to go to the afterlife, or, they don't get to learn the truth, finger quotes. They instead, I think it's like their own subconscious, or whatever happens, that a new reality is, I guess, built for them, and then they will then experience death over and over again, and they will never be able to learn the truth, as, Golden Experience Requiem calls it. How this works is that once you have died, you will be returned to a point of 0 right before you are to die again. But before your spirit or soul can ascend to the afterlife, you will be reverted back to 0 to another death loop. And this just keeps happening over and over and over and over again as a death loop. This is what Golden Experience Requiem has done to Diablo, as he creates a new truth, as he likes to call it. It's a form of poetic justice because of all the horrible, devilish deeds that Diablo has done with his time as a mafia boss. And this is basically a way of him to suffer for eternity. So yeah, revert back to 0. It's very strong. It's like ultimate. No stand can oppose it. And not only that, is that it's automatic. So even if Jorno is in a state of subconscious and he's not aware of his surroundings, it'll still automatically activate to protect him from any given attack. But furthermore, Golden Experience Requiem has the power of his previous form, Golden Experience, life-giving abilities. But not only does it keep all this power of giving life to inanimate objects, it also has been shown to be much more potent and much more evolved compared to its original form. This was first demonstrated briefly when Requiem fires the small stone that penetrated Diablo's hand, and the debris that came from the building he destroyed. The little rocks and debris transformed into scorpions and thus attacked Diablo. So not only does Golden Experience Requiem have the power to revert things back to 0 and kill his opponents and put them in a death loop, he also retains all his previous abilities from the Golden Experience form, and such as his speed, strength, the life-giving abilities. He's kept all of that. However, it's been evolved and it's much more potent and much more dangerous now. So this just truly demonstrates why Golden Experience Requiem is the most ultimate stand. But yeah, that's all for the stand's abilities. As I cannot say this enough, Golden Experience Requiem is the ultimate stand. There's no stand that can beat him in existence. Canon-wise, of course, because as you know, in the Eyes of Heaven game, the worlds over heaven were shown to beat Golden Experience Requiem in battle, and therefore, changed the reality on its reverting technique. But even so, that's not canon, so that doesn't count. But in canon, there is really not many stands that could, stand somewhat of a chance against Golden Experience Requiem. I mean, I think if I try, I could probably go through and find stands that will at least make it a tie, but I don't think there's like a stand that could actually beat Jorno. Not with his, extreme dangerous ability. But yeah, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.